All right, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to design websites fast. And this is very important, especially if you have quite a few projects that you're working on, and also even for your own website. So as you know, the process of designing websites is to go in and start adding your colors, and then you would go into each and every module and make those customizations. Now that process, of course, our page builders makes it easy for us to do that, but it is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've put together a product called the Divi Design Guide Pro. Now this Divi Design Guide Pro just makes it easy for you to design websites really, really fast. And I'm going to show you in a moment how to do this, and also show you what this Divi Design Guide pretty much looks like. So I'm going to switch over now to my screen here, so we can take a look at this Divi Design Guide. Okay, so over here, this is pretty much what is in the actual Divi Design Guide. So we have a color palette. We also have headings. And if I scroll down here, we also have paragraph text. Now this one here works on a dark background, and this one here works on a light background. And all these are labeled, so it's easier for you to find. And then we also have notices here. So we have notice 1, notice 2, and so on. And moving on, we also have different styles of blurbs. Now, these are very, very important because you can imagine trying to go in and match the colors, the fonts, making sure that you have all your sizes all in check. So this now just saves you a lot of time going in and trying to create this from scratch. Now, moving on here, as you can see here, we have quite a few more styles. We also have buttons, so you don't have to go in and start designing buttons from scratch, which is very good. We also have images here. Now with these, this is the normal style. This is black and white, and then this is the sepia tone. Okay, and moving on here, we also have video styles. Now, if you have a video image overlay, which is slightly dark, we have the icon for it. And then over here, if you have a light image, we also have this dark player. Now, moving on, there's also some opt-ins, and over here we also have the ones that work on a light background. Here we have testimonials, and these ones here work on a dark background as well. And as you can see, they're different styles too. And then moving on, we also have call to actions, and you can choose which call to actions you want to use as you design your website. And then finally, over here, we have your contact forms. So again, these are pre-designed for you. You don't have to design these as you work on your site. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm also going to show you step by step how to install this and how to add it onto your website. And by the way, this product is actually on sale. It's supposed to be going for $49, but I'm running this on a special discount, which means this will be $29. Now that $29, it doesn't mean that pretty much when you get this, that's it, it's all done. No. I am going to be updating this with even more styles and animations and all that great stuff. So if you've already bought this the first time, you're going to be added onto the website as someone that purchased this Divi Design Guide Pro, and you'll be getting all those updates for free forever for this Divi Design Guide. So I have a lot of fantastic ideas for this moving forward. So this is just the starting point, but you are going to be getting all these updates for free. Now, what does that mean for those of you who are VIP members? Well, if you're a VIP member, this is absolutely free. If you go to funnelstoincome.com and log in, and you go to funnelstoincome.com/templates, you'll be able to go in and download it absolutely free. And also, if you're a lifetime member, of which some of you are, again, this is absolutely free. But for those of you who are either of those, it's only $29, and this is for a limited time only. Okay, so with that said, any questions so far? Okay, so no questions so far. Now let's move on and let me show you how to install this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to my site here. Now I've gone ahead and installed Divi on a basically blank website. It doesn't have any pages on it. It doesn't have anything going on with this. So if you wanted to install this, the first thing you want to do is to create a brand new page. So I'm going to come over here and click on add new. Now, the importance of this page is that it's a reference page which you can go back and take a look at and know what you're adding onto your site. So let's call this guide. Okay, but of course you can call this whatever you want. And then here, I'm going to click on Use Divi Builder. Now, if you were to go ahead and download this Divi Design Guide Pro, you are going to get a zipped folder. Okay, so let me just come over here and just go to Start Building. Okay. All right, so now I can start building. And the next step here is to say build from scratch. Okay, so now that I have a page ready for me to start designing, I just want to show you quickly how you would design any of your modules from scratch. So if you were to come over here and add a new, say, button, so you would search for it like that. And now you would start customizing this, because of course you don't want your buttons to look like this, because your designs are going to be different, your branding, your colors, your fonts. So you would now come over here to the design tab and go into this button. So this is where you'll start saying, okay, I need to add the background color, and maybe this could be the color. And then you say, okay, the text color needs to be that. So as you can see, these are extra clicks that I'm going in and adding. And then here on the button font, you may say, okay, you know what? I want to use maybe Able, okay, for the button font. Moving ahead, you can decide, okay, I want to make it bold. So as you can see, these are all steps you are doing to create your buttons. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but what I'm saying is with the Divi Design Guide Pro, it's going to save you a lot of time. So as you can see, you're going to be doing this for every single module that you're going to be adding on your site. And I have seen some of your websites and I've noticed that a lot of them don't have custom styling on them. Pretty much they are websites which use this styling that comes with Divi, and that doesn't make your website look professional. You want to make your website look totally professional, as if you designed it from scratch. Okay. So CSS Portal says Able, not no Poppins. This is just the first font I saw, but yeah, you know, Poppins is my favorite. Okay, so that's the process you would go. So I'm going to close this here and delete it. Okay. So let's say you've bought the Divi Design Guide Pro, or you've downloaded it. What you do is you come over here to your downloads, and this is the file, okay? The Divi Design Guide Pro. So let's open it and see what is in here. So as you can see here, we have the Divi Design Guide Pro, and we also have the colors, okay? So this is the cool way of adding a color palette onto your website. So the first thing we're going to do here is to add our Divi Design Guide Pro. So I'm gonna click on it here and then drag it onto this area here, okay? So here's the thing. You want to make sure you import the presets, okay? And then if you have any, in fact, we don't have any existing content here, so we can just go ahead and import the Divi Builder. So it will take a bit of time, but basically it's installing all the presets which I've just shown you, which means they're going to be available throughout your whole website as you're designing your site. Toran says, yes, a number of Divi sites I've seen where they keep their default style text. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I'm sure you can agree with me that it doesn't really look professional, because I mean, you can just tell that it's a Divi website. So this is why you need to change that styling. Okay, so now I have just installed my Divi design guide onto my site. So once you've done this now, all you have to do is to publish this page. Okay, the next step now is to add our colors. So if you have your own colors, that's fine. But if you want to use the color palette that I created for you, you can go ahead and use this one here. Okay, so now that I've saved this page, I can now exit the Visual Builder. So it's good practice that we keep this page open, because we're going to need this for reference purposes. Okay. All right, so back over here now, I'm just going to open the dashboard in a new tab, just like this. So now we don't need this page because we've just installed it. Okay, so now we are in our dashboard. Okay, so now it's time to install the color palette. So I'm going to come over here, go to theme options. So here's our color palette, and again, this is the default color palette that you get with Divi. So you want to add your own. So I'm going to come over here to these two arrows. Okay, and then we're going to click on import and then choose file. So this is where we go to our downloads, go into Divi Design Guide Pro. Oops, I went to the wrong folder. Okay, here we go. So K colors, you want to click open and then import theme options. So now this is going to override your default colors that you get with Divi. And in a moment, you're going to see that, boom, now you see we have new colors here. So all you have to do now is save changes. So what we've done here is very straightforward. All we've done is we've gone ahead, created a page, and then we went ahead and added our Divi Design Guide Pro and activated the option which says import presets. And then next, what we've done is we've come over here and we've installed this color guide. Okay. Great. So now it's time to create our website. So how are we going to get all these elements that we designed? And remember, we have this page open, right? So let's start designing a page. So back over here now, I'm going to go to pages, click on add new. I'm just going to close this. Okay. So let's just call this test page. So I can show you how to add all these elements. I'm going to use Divi Builder. And we are going to design this from scratch. So let's start adding all our elements. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is perhaps maybe add some sort of a call to action. I'm just going to add random elements here. Okay. So I'm going to say call to action. I'm going to select that. Now, here's the thing. This is the default one that you normally get with Divi. So you want to add the ones that we've just created. So if I click here on this drop down, notice we now have call to action 1, 2, and 3. And these are the presets. So let's choose call to action number 2 and see what happens. So there you go. So we have this all designed for you. It has the font, it has the color, and to add the button, all we have to do is to come over here to the link and we can just add a button URL and your button is there. So that's your call to action. You haven't even designed anything because everything is there for you. And this is why I was saying this is really, really powerful. It saves you a lot of time and it's very, very easy to use. Okay, so let's save that. Now let's add something else. So I'm going to click here on this plus button. We're going to go with a regular. And this time we're going to go with 3 columns. Okay, so let's say we want to add some blurbs. So I'm going to come over here. And as you notice, we have the default one, right? So this default one here, it doesn't look nice. I'm sure you can agree with me. So what you want to do is to come over here to your preset. Now we have all these. So if you're not sure what blurb 1 looks like and blurb 2 looks like, just come over here on that page that we opened, remember? And then you want to scroll down here and take a look at your blurbs. So let's say you want to go with style number 1. And by the way, you can go with all these different styles, right? So let's say you want to go with style number 1. So you'd come over here, choose blurb 1. So of course, we don't have an image here and you can see here that we have an icon. So all your icons are pre-designed for you. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. So if I were to come over here, activate my icon, and then let's say I choose, let's go with this one here. Look at that. The size is already pre-designed for you. The colors are pre-designed and everything looks great. Now I'm going to save this and that's your blurb. Now let's say you want to use style number 2. Let's go ahead and search for blurb. And this time we're going to go with style number 2. There we go. So straight away, we have it in there. We go for our icon and we can change our icon here just like that. And it takes that style. And let's say we want to go with an icon that looks like this. All the colors are there for you. So this is how easy it is to use this style. So now let's say you are thinking, Mac, you know what? But these are not the colors that I want to use. So if you have your own color palette, it's very easy. You don't have to use these colors you have here. So to change this, you want to go into your settings here. You go into your background and then change your color. So let's say your color is going to be, let's say this. Okay, there you go. You've just changed your color just like that. So it doesn't mean that because you have these presets, you're stuck with these colors. You can always go in and change these colors and match your design. So again, look, we can go with this one, we can go with that. So there are different colors that you can play around with to make this your own style. But the most important thing is the major designs are already done for you over here. And something that you may have not noticed, and remember, we installed the color palette. Here it is. So this is the new color palette that we imported and added onto our website. So as you can see, this looks really, really nice. And this also applies to buttons. So if I were to come over here and add a button, I will just go like that, go to button, and I can choose my button styles. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few styles here. So I'd come over here and take a look at the different styles. So I would go with button number 6, for example. There we go. So now that's my button. And if I need to make customizations to it, I can just come over here, add my button URL, make it link to wherever I want to link it. And if you want to change the text, you can just come over here and just say maybe get access. There we go. So as you can see, it's very easy to go in and make changes to, and it's very, very easy to use. So we have saved a lot of time here by not going into all of these and making changes to them. Okay, so now let's talk about why this Divi design guide is important as a designer. So first of all, as you can see, you're going to save a lot of time, right? So $29 as compared to hours and hours of designing your website every single time from scratch. I mean, to be honest, it's a no-brainer, right? And you can use this on as many websites as you want. And to be honest, I would even go ahead and say, take this Divi design guide, customize it to your own, and maybe even resell it. Okay, so that's how I'm confident that this is a new way or a better way of designing your websites really, really fast. Now, as I mentioned before, if you are a VIP member on funnelstoincome.com, this is absolutely free. And this also applies to lifetime members. This is absolutely free. Just log into your account and you will get access to the download of this. But I'm pretty sure you can agree with me that with this, it's very, very easy for you to now start designing your websites. Now let's add some paragraph text here. So I'm going to add a new section. So I'm going to make it 2 columns here. So on the left side here, I'm going to go with text. And as you can see, we have our default here, but I can come over here and choose my presets. So I can go with this one here. And as you can see, this one is the dark one, which works on a light background. So if I were to save this, and let's say I need to add a heading onto this as well. So this is going to be my text. Oops. Right, so let's say this is my heading. There we go. That's my new heading. All you have to do is to make sure you come over here and set it to heading 1. And then over here on the design, you want to come click here on this drop down and go for H1. So I haven't spent time going in and trying to customize my heading sizes and so on. I just go in and that is my heading. I can now drag this above. And over here, let's say I need to add my image. I'm not sure if I have images in my downloads folder, but let's see. So in my library here, okay, I have some images in my library, which is great. So let's say I want to add this image here. Upload an image. Okay, so that's great. Now over here we have our image presets. So we have the black and white and the sepia tone. So it's up to you. If you want to choose sepia tone, then now you have that style. Or maybe you want to change this to black and white. There we go. So everything is all set up for you and it is that easy to use. So as you can see, you can start designing your pages really, really fast without even the need of doing a lot of customizations to your pages. Okay, I can see here Neil has just joined. Hey Neil, thanks for tuning in. And Ramiro also says hello. How you doing, guys? Thanks for joining me here on this live stream. Okay, so any questions so far regarding this new way of designing websites fast? So please let me know in the comments box below, and I'm very happy to answer those. Nicole says, looking for e-commerce website child theme. I'm happy to pay for child theme. Right. When it comes to child themes, in my opinion, I think child themes are pretty much dead. The main reason is because child themes, most of them are created using custom code onto your PHP files, right? Now we can create templates now because Divi now has the theme builder. We can actually create templates for our websites, which means you don't really need to use these child themes because you can have pretty much any styles that you want in your templates. So be it a WooCommerce template, you can put together a template that just pretty much looks the way you want. In fact, I also have another product called a Blogger Pro for anyone that wants to create blogs really fast. So what you would do is you would download that template onto your website, and it takes on the design of your landing pages. I mean, your posts, your actual posts, your footers, your call to actions, all of that is baked into the template. So in my opinion, I think child themes are, a thing of the past because of how powerful the Divi theme builder is. And I will be creating more products around that as well very, very soon. So I can see here we are having more questions. Let's see. Kumadin, I think, says, you've made me fall in love with Divi. That's awesome. Thank you. Susan, Susan is also here on the live. Thank you for tuning in. Susan, I think I remember from the chats we did yesterday on the support. Yeah, I think that's you. Okay. So any more questions regarding how to design websites fast using this Divi design guide or any other questions? Corey says, I cannot upload to theme builder. Corey, what are you trying to upload to the theme builder? Is it the Divi design guide? Because if it is, this is not added to the theme builder. Awesome. Neil says, interesting about child themes. So you wouldn't add a blank child theme to host your CSS? Absolutely. I wouldn't do that because WordPress itself, when it comes to handling your CSS, it does that automatically anyway. So if you were to update WordPress or Divi, it does not override your CSS file. But if you are making changes to your .php files like your sidebar.php, functions.php, those are the files that are overridden, and that's the only time you want to use a child theme, which from my experience, most people don't even do that, right? So that means you do not need a child theme for that, okay? I hope that is clear. Corey says, okay, Corey, when it comes to the theme builder, that's not where you go in and add your themes in general. In fact, let me just do a quick demo here and show you the main difference. So, okay, Corey says the free downloads Divi offers. Okay, so those ones, the way you want to install them is to come over here to dashboard. In fact, let's save and exit. The way you want to install those is to come over here to Divi, and then you want to go to theme builder. Now, it's very important that you really take a look at those free downloads and see how they're suggesting that you install them, because some of them, they go in as into the Divi library, and some of them go into the theme builder. So you really have to read the instructions of how to install them. But if it's a theme, this is where you would come. All you have to do is to click here on the extreme right, and then you click on import, and this is where you would import them, okay? Now, on the tutorials that you get on elegantthemes.com, sometimes they go into the library. So this is where you would come to the Divi library, and you want to click import and export. In this case, it's import, and this is where you choose your file, and this goes into the Divi library. I know it's a bit confusing, the theme builder and the library. So the library has all your templates, but of course in the theme builder, you also have templates. So I can see where that could be a bit of a confusion, but you really need to read that download and find out exactly how to install it, because sometimes it's not clear how to do it. So you'll just assume that maybe you'll just go to the theme builder and install it there, and it won't work. Okay. CSS Portal says, could you have multiple design guides for blogging, one for streaming and one for cooking? Now, the answer to that is no. What you can do is you can have different styles. And I'm assuming you're asking this for on a single website, right? No, a single website will only have one design guide. Okay. You can't have multiple design guides on the same website. Hopefully that's a feature that could be added in the future, and that could be very interesting, because then you can just add, let's say, 5 design guides and then choose which one you want for that particular website. But for now, no, it doesn't work that way. Toran says, using WordPress widgets in the sidebar, this is pretty much on the way out, certainly for professional sites. Yes, Toran, I agree with you 100%. I don't even remember when the last time I've used the widgets on the sidebar. I mean, that's a thing of the past too. I mean, it's pretty much gone. So I wouldn't really worry or bother, with those sidebars, because now we can go into the theme builder and make our changes all in there. Okay. Right. So any more questions? Okay, so I guess I can also give you a quick update as to what I am working on behind the scenes on funnelstoincome.com. I've been playing around with tools that allow me to add a community onto the website. So I'm going to be inviting you all to the VIP community, where we can share ideas and talk about anything related to how to create websites or how to create landing pages, sales pages, and that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be doing an announcement very, very soon. I'm just working out the software. I've been doing a lot of updates on the website. And for some of you who are VIP members or lifetime members, you may notice that sometimes when you log in, your courses are not available to you, and I have to go in and reset it manually and all that stuff. It is frustrating for now, but this is setting up a path to me having a stable website which has all the features working, because sometimes when you update these plugins, and in fact I am going to be talking about this because I've experienced quite a lot with all these changes that I've been doing on to Funnels to Income. When you update some of these plugins, what happens is some of them work with a trigger base. So let's say I were to change your membership level and then uninstall the plugin and then install it back on. What happens is it will just inherit the settings of the previous setting. So you would have to force the plugin to allow members onto a specific group. And this is what this is the problem that I've been having. And I had to speak to Tracy Childers of Wishlist Member to help me out with this. And we did spend quite a few hours just to work out how things are working. But all that experience that I've gone through, I am going to be putting some tutorials together to help you guys manage your own websites, just in case you have that same issue as you're building your membership website. Okay, let's have a look now and see if we have any more questions. CSS Portal says that would be a cool feature. Just wondering. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the idea, to be honest, came about when I tried to run a group on Facebook. So the way I'm looking at it, and I don't know how you guys think about this, when you have a Facebook group and you have your actual website, managing those two can be a bit of a problem because they're on two different platforms. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Facebook groups, But if you have your groups on your own website, then you have one place where you can log in, you can ask questions, you can reference things. And if everyone is part of that group, then it's easier for you then to get help really fast. Because like with me, I don't really use Facebook, to be honest. I just use it, occasionally. So some of you want to be active on the Facebook group, and it may seem like I'm neglecting all the members over there. It's mainly because I don't really like using Facebook because it's detached to my website. I spend most of my time on my actual website. So if I can have the groups or the VIP group on the website, I think that will be a much, much better experience. And I'm sure you can agree with me on that, because every time I log onto my website, I'll then see all the changes or all the updates that are happening on the website. So that's the direction I am taking right now. And I will be inviting everyone to that VIP group for those of you who are VIP members and lifetime members too. Okay, I can see here we have more questions. Right, so let's have a look here. Neil says, when you're setting up a Divi website, what are the must-have plugins that you always install? Okay, that's a great question. Right, that's a great question. Now, when it comes to the plugins, the most important plugins that I use, first of all, it depends which. Let's start with the hosting. So with WP Engine or Get Flywheel, these two hosting platforms provide support for you when it comes to your websites being hacked or any phishing scams and any of that kind of stuff. So they take care of that. So which means my website only has the plugins that I normally use. Now, if you're using cheaper hosting, like let's say SiteGround or InMotion hosting, you do need to have a plugin called Wordfence. Wordfence is very, very powerful because it detects people who are trying to hack into your website and limit the logins and stuff like that. So that would protect you from brute force attacks, right? But if you're using WP Engine or Get Flywheel, you don't need to worry about that. So that's the first thing. It depends on your hosting when it comes to Wordfence and security. The other plugins that I have straight away is the SEO plugin. The SEO plugin. I forgot its name now. I think it's WP SEO. So that's the SEO plugin that I use on pretty much all my sites that I create. The other plugin that I also use is Akismet, especially if you have opt-in forms. This stops the spam from accumulating on your website. In fact, I had crazy spam on Funnels to Income. I had to go in and pretty much delete thousands and thousands and thousands of spam. So Akismet is very, very good for that. The other plugins now are pretty much functional. It depends on the type of website that I am running. So let's say it's a membership website. I will have wishlist member. And of course, I use Divi. And that will be the page builder that I would use. Now, if I'm creating, let's say, a community website, then I have to go with BuddyBoss. I mean, BuddyBoss is crazy amazing. There's one feature in there which I am going to be trying out very soon, which is to broadcast to a specific group, right? So they have that feature where you can broadcast to a specific group using Zoom. So it's all set up and it's all linked and connected. So if you have, let's say, 5 groups on your website, if you were to broadcast to the, let's say, VIP group, the other groups would not see it because it's protected that way. So this is a really, really cool feature, especially if you're running a website that has courses or any sort of training or consultancy. Right, so moving on, let's say I need to host some courses on my website. I would use LearnDash. So as you can see, I think you can see the trend here. My websites are going to depend mainly on what type of website it's going to be. But I would say the SEO plugin, Wordfence, Akismet, that's very, very important. And also, if you want to collect leads, I use, I think it's GetMonkey. That also collects all my notifications, my browser notifications. So those are the main plugins that I really use, unless it's a very specialized type website. Okay, so Graham says, What's your hosting setup since you want more activity on your website? Right. So my hosting works like this. I use WP Engine because it's more on the expensive side, but it's not really like a standalone server type situation. But it does a pretty good job of handling a lot of traffic. But when my website gets to a point where it's very, very busy, I would have to go to a dedicated server. But for now, WP Engine and GetFlywheel does a better job in terms of the load on my website. Okay. Right. I've got a question here. Can I do a tutorial on Emilia? Yes, I have Emilia. I think I bought it on AppSumo on a deal. So yes, I will do a tutorial on Emilia. It's a fantastic plugin and it does all your bookings and all that great stuff. Torrent says real simple SSL. Now with SSL, I get my SSL free with my hosting account. So I don't need to install anything extra with that. They set it up fine already for me. Neil James says just building a couple of standard business sites. Now, one tip I can give you, Neil, is when you build your business websites, remember, design websites that bring results. So you want to make sure that you have some sort of an opt-in where you're collecting leads on that website, because this is one way you can show your customers that the website you're building for them actually works, because it's doing something, it's collecting leads. Or if it's selling a product, upselling, downselling, and all that great stuff. In fact, I've done a video about it. I can't remember, probably a few months ago, where I talk about designing websites that bring results. You may want to take a look at that video. That may help you as well when it comes to creating small websites for small businesses. Breathing Design says, can I have your microphone, please? Nah, I mean, this... Now, if I were to upgrade, to be honest, I have no way to upgrade to. So this is my baby. I'm sorry. Right. Torrent says on the 5th of November. Right. Okay, we've got more questions coming through. Nubian says, WooCommerce, I watch your video, but still don't understand how to modify the tax and shipping for UK. Where can I learn step by step? Okay. What I could do is I could do a tutorial on that. I will make a note of this and show you how to add the tax and also the shipping. But just on top of my head, it's going to be a plugin that you may need to add there to add that functionality. Okay, so let's see here. We have... Right. I can't pronounce the name here, and to be honest, I don't want to mess it up. But the question is, or rather the comment is, to create a site that is graphically beautiful, it is necessary, as is known, to make sure that images are graphically adapted as shapes. Could you create a tutorial on color matching of images? Yeah, sure. I mean, I can do that. In fact, I may have created, but this, anyway, the tutorial is quite old. But what I'll do is I will do a tutorial on how to match your colors with your images for sure. Okay, so Nubian, at the moment, I don't know any tutorials that show you how to do that. So that's why I was offering to do a tutorial that would show you how to do that. Breathing Design says worth a try. Yes, good try indeed. Graham says, is the iMac a prop or does it get used? It does get used. I mean, in fact, what happened is I was using the iMac, and going back about 5 years ago, I thought I was really being smart and I spec'd it up. But the one thing that I did not spec up was the graphics card. So it has 32 gig of RAM. I think it has 2 terabytes hard drive. So you can imagine 5 years ago, this was like a very high spec computer, but the graphics card was pretty much the most basic one. So when it came to live streaming now, oh my days. I mean, it wasn't working at all. And this is one of the reasons why I wasn't doing my live streams, because you know, the fan would really go really high because it's trying to process the graphics. So that's the only side of things that was a downfall with this iMac right there in the back. So it does work. It works fine, but it doesn't do live streaming. So I had to buy this MacBook Pro, which has a way much better graphics card, and this is what I'm doing my tutorials on. So yes, it does work as a spare one. So that's why it's over there. Jitendra says, membership website is always a pain, need of a lot of other plugins and need to spend time marrying them. Yes, absolutely. I mean, the amount of times that I've had sleepless nights is incredible. I'm telling you, it is crazy. But once you master how to do it, I mean, it works like a charm. So you have to make sure that you get the right tools from the beginning. And once you have all these working together, you are going to have a fantastic WordPress membership website. In fact, I have a course that I'm working on behind the scenes as we speak. It's called Membership Mastery. This is where I'm going to do pretty much A to Z of how to create a membership website, exactly what you need to create a membership website. And I think this will be a very, very beneficial to a lot of you that want to create membership websites. And as you know, right now, membership websites and online training, this is the way forward, especially with this pandemic. So, I mean, this is the right time to actually go into creating membership websites. Okay. Yeah, Graham says, sounds like me. I'm on a 2011 iMac and the graphics card is only problematic. Yes, absolutely. And the worst thing is you can't even upgrade the graphics card. Right. Yeah, mobile responsive. Yes, I am going to do a tutorial on that, but there's also a feature that's going to be released very soon. I don't know the dates, so please don't ask me. A Divi feature that's going to allow us to even go further and customize our mobile views. So this is why I'm really holding back until that feature comes out. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty much redundant very soon. Right, how to improve charging speed. I'm not sure what you mean by charging speed. How to create a carousel image. Yeah, I mean, these you can do in Divi, but I guess I will do a tutorial for that. Now, just out of interest, I know before I used to do these live shows. Would you prefer me to have these live shows pretty much as Q&As where we talk about anything that you may want to ask and just, you know, leave it pretty much open? Or would you rather have it topic based, like let's say I would come in and speak specifically about a topic? What would you say? I'm interested to hear that. Jitendra says live. Yeah, you mean like just live Q&A or? Okay, topic based. Okay. Okay, mix of the two. All right, so I was thinking along those lines, to be honest. So maybe perhaps have 2 live streams during the week. Maybe one would be topic based and the other one could be just a live Q&A, where we can just get to catch up, and maybe if there's any announcement, I'll do some announcements in that. Right. Susan also agrees. She says both. That's great. Andrew also says topic based occasionally, open to new topics. That's fantastic. Okay. Smiley says, what's the difference between W3 Cache and WP Rocket? Now, these are both caching plugins. WP Rocket, W3 Cache is an older plugin. This has been there for quite a long time now. I remember this from back in the day, and I'm sure some of you remember this W3 Cache as well. WP Rocket is a slightly new one, and pretty much they both do the same thing. But now going back to the hosting, my hosting provides caching on the server already, so I don't use these two plugins, but they both pretty much do the same thing. But the one I would lean towards more a bit is the WP Rocket, because the interface is much better, and I think it's a much better plugin. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so pretty much I think we've covered quite a lot today. I am going to be announcing when these live shows are going to be next week. So expect 2 live streams a week. So this is going to be very exciting, and I really like these live streams because they are very easy to create, and of course, if I can get the sound right, but they don't require a lot of editing like I would if I were to create a tutorial. So I want to do the mix of both, and this is going to be the way moving forward. Okay, and now before I end this live stream, I'd like to say, please, if you haven't liked the video, please go ahead and like it and also share it. And the Divi Design Guide Pro is the links are in the video description below. So if you're not a member, just go ahead. It has a fantastic discount. Normally it goes for $49. I'm only selling it for $29. But as you can see, this will save you a lot of time. And also, if you want to become a VIP member, this will give you access to pretty much everything on funnelstoincome.com. And even that as well, it has a discount. So it's VIP 30. It gives you a discount, which means you only pay $13 per month. So that is all I have for you guys today. Let me see. Do we have any questions here? Yes, I will be making tutorials on how to make your website fast. And this time I am going to be consistent with these live shows, because I'm sure a lot of us, benefit from these, and just, having that laid back environment where we just, interact back and forth. I think this is a better way of, communicating, because I would like this community to grow and also empower you and help you design awesome looking websites. So this is why I really like these live streams. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I know this was a bit of a random one. I just went live. So any future ones, I will be sending emails out and letting you know what time and when I'll be doing these live shows. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And also don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. By doing that, you're going to be notified every time I release new tutorials. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.